Senator Brockman. I call Senator Reynolds.
Thank you very much, Acting Deputy President. And I too rise in support of this very important motion. And I note that there has been some invective and a bit of emotion used in opposition to this motion. But can I just say that I think this is probably one of the most important issues that this Senate should review. And I say that for a couple of reasons. First of all, the issue of the sanctity of people's homes. In this case, it was a preeminent businesswoman in Perth, Meg O'Neill, a CEO of an outstanding West Australian and Australian company. But that aside, it should be that everybody is safe. And listening to Labor speakers earlier on, well, yes, this is an important issue, but we don't need to refer it to a Senate inquiry. Oh, yes, we do. Because I tell you what, if any of you opposite had had that happen to you, if you had had protesters who had recently gassed a building in what I could only describe as akin to domestic terrorism, had them turn up to your house, case your house, and then go to have a home invasion of your house at 6:30 in the morning, simply because you were a senator or had a different point of view from them, let me tell you, you would be the first ones not only to refer this to the police, but refer it to the Senate for a Senate inquiry, because the issues that come to light from this go far beyond one person in one home. Everybody has a right to feel safe, whether you're a CEO of a company, whether you are a bricklayer, whether you are a politician. You have the right to be safe in your own home from, as I've said, it looks like to be domestic terrorism-like activities. Now, in this case, when you have a look at the four what I could call misguided people who are fighting and doing this most horrific thing, terrorising people in their own homes, couldn't even say what they were protesting about. And so this then brings in the next question in my mind is what the hell were Four Corners doing there in the first place? Social activism has no place, whether, as we've seen in the last 24 hours with a DPP, or whether it is the ABC or a news journalist. So if you want to be a social activist, fantastic. And as Senator Brockman has just read out from the Media Alliance guidelines, you do not allow yourself to become a tool of a protest group. And that is exactly what Four Corners have done yet again. They become the story rather than report the story. And I find it completely beyond belief, as other people have spoken here tonight, that, we just turned up to this domestic address at 6:30 in the morning in Perth, and there was this protest, and a home invasion about to occur, and we just happened to have our cameras here, but we didn't really know what was going on. What a load of complete bunkum. They knew exactly what they were there to do. That's why they were in Perth, was to film this group of probably somewhat amateur, but to give them a voice and to give them a platform in their program. And disgrace on Four Corners, disgrace on the ABC, and the ABC certainly cannot be trusted to do this inquiry into themselves, because guess what they'll find in a few months' time? Oh, well, nothing really see here. Oops, we got it wrong. They were actually on the driveway on the property. We thought that they were out. They cannot investigate themselves, because you know what they're not going to be investigating? They are not going to be investigating what Four Corners was doing there in the first place, actually doing this story. They were there as activists, and they were there to promote activism. Everything that the Media Alliance guidelines warned prudent and professional journalists not to do. So I say to all in this chamber that this motion should be supported, because this is exactly the issue that we should be looking at here in this place. because this is not just about Meg O'Neill. It's not just about Four Corners becoming an activist. This is a much greater principle for each and every one of us here and everybody else in Australia. We have to say it is not okay to be an activist and to threaten somebody's home. Apart from anything else, how cruel is it? Anybody who's actually had someone try to break into your home,
It being 7:30,